Okay, so today basically we will study the reproduction part only, that is sexual reproduction, next part. Okay, now in case of sexual reproduction, the next part, what happens is that you have to understand a few things. You will only understand this video if you are accustomed with all my previous videos. If you are not accustomed with all my previous videos, I recommend you to go and understand the previous videos, the previous things that are given. Okay, only then you will understand. Today, last class we basically understood the spermatogenesis, that is having two parts, that is the spermatocytogenesis and spermiogenesis. Okay, and the formation of sperms. Okay, so today when we begin, at first, why not we begin with the structure of the sperm? Structure of sperm, because then it will end our male reproductive organ or male reproductive part. Okay, so structure of sperm, after the sperm is formed, the sperm looks like this. It has a head, spoon shaped head, then it has a neck, then it has a mid piece. Okay, then it has a principal piece, and then it has a tail. Okay, so if I level the sperm properly, then how the sperm would look like is, this would how the sperm would look, and let us try to understand it. Sorry. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. Okay, so let us try to understand the sperm. So this is spoon shaped, and here what is there in the spoon, in the head, this is the head of the sperm. Okay, in the head inside there is acrosomal cap. Okay, so here there is acrosomal cap. If you remember my previous video, the acrosomal cap forms after the spermatid forms from the hold on. The spermatogonia develops. If you remember my previous video, the spermatogonia, which is in the the basement of the seminiferous tubule, the spermatogonia developed into primary spermatocyte. Details of it you will find in my previous video. Then secondary spermatocyte. Okay, and then it forms spermatid. You will find it very interesting if you see my previous video. Without seeing my previous video, you will not understand anything. So if the spermatid is there, the spermatid do not at first have tail, because the tail where it develops, I had discussed this in the earlier video also, with the entire structure of the testis. The spermatid forms in the seminiferous tubule only, but the tail develops actually in the what we can say the epididymis. Now what happens is that after the spermatogonia forms into primary and secondary spermatocyte, which is known as spermatocytogenesis, this process, and from secondary spermatocyte to spermatid formation is known as spermiogenesis. Okay, the entire process is known as spermatogenesis. Okay, so spermatocytogenesis and spermiogenesis, and after the spermiogenesis, spermatid is formed inside the seminiferous tubule. Then what happens? The tail of the sperm forms in the that is the epididymis. But before that, that the acrosomal head forms on the this was the previous spermatid on which the tail had formed. Okay, so the spermatid had an acrosomal head or acrosomal cap. What happens is in the process of spermiogenesis, when spermiogenesis occurs, in that process what happens? The nucleus of the spermatid becomes the head of the spermatozoa. Okay, The nucleus becomes the head of the sperm. The Golgi apparatus of the spermatid containing proteolytic enzymes becomes the acrosomal complex. So that means the nucleus of the spermatid, okay, the nucleus of the spermatid becomes the head, okay, and the Golgi apparatus, containing proteolytic enzymes what it does, becomes the acrosomal cap, So that is the details you should know. Now what happens is, after that in the epididymis the tail will form. So now if I go into the study of the the sperm, what happens is, there are parts like head and the tail, okay, and the acrosomal cap is there, which I have explained. Now the tail has three parts. Tail has a neck. This is the neck, okay, and the tail has a mid piece. This is the mid piece, okay, and the tail has a principal piece. This is the principal piece from here to here, and this is the end piece. So I hope that you understand this structure. Now inside the, under the acrosomal cap, inside the head, what is there? Inside the head there is highly condensed chromatin body. Inside the head there is chromatin body, highly condensed chromatin body inside the head. You should remember that, okay. And acrosome is there inside the head. So what is there inside the head? Chromatin head and acrosome. Now the neck. Now talking about the neck contains centrioles. The neck contains centrioles, okay, the neck contains centrioles. So I hope that you understand. The neck contains centrioles, two centrioles basically, okay, perpendicular to each other, okay. So these are like normal cell only, that is present in the neck, okay. And the there is a centriole, okay, fine. Now in the neck we understood. Now in the mid piece, what is there in the mid piece? The mid piece contains mitochondria. Now it doesn't contain mitochondria so easily, okay. The mitochondria, there is a network of mitochondria inside the mid piece. There is a network of mitochondria inside the mid piece. Now what is its function? Its function is to what? Its function is to give energy to the tail so that it can move, okay. And you know what, how vigorous movement a sperm has. So the mid piece is contained with network of mitochondria inside it. These all network of mitochondria is present, okay. And so I hope that you understand. That is the mid piece. And then there is the principal piece. This is the principal piece, and then there is the end piece. So I hope that you have understood, okay. And you see the shape of the spermatozoa, or the, what we can say, the sperm's other name is spermatozoa. What is the other name of sperm? The name of sperm is spermatozoa. That means the spermatid develops into spermatozoa, okay. So that is the thing. So the name of the sperm is spermatozoa. I hope that you understand that this particular concept. This is very easy concept, so I hope that you understand it. And yeah, the shape of the sperm helps to surge. This is the shape is such that it helps it to surge forward, means go forward always, okay, and relentlessly, and enter into the vast female genital tract, and then go and fertilize into the target ovum. Okay, so I hope that you understand this thing. And yeah, I I guess enough of the information that I have given here, okay, about the structure of the sperm. Let me check if I have missed something from your NCERT. Let's see if I have missed something from your NCERT. This is your NCERT. I don't think I have missed anything. Okay. Oh, so there is a line which I might have missed. Okay. What is the line? The acrosome is filled with enzymes that fertilization of the ovum. Acha. The middle piece, though, I told you, contains mitochondria, produce energy for the movement. The human male ejaculates about these all things, though, you know from bachpan say only 200 and 300 million sperms. At least 60% of must have normal shape and size. Arre baapre. Anyway, 200 and 300 million sperms during coitus is produced. Coitus means, you know what is coitus, that is, you know, having sex is known as having coitus here, as it is written, as you can see. For normal fertility, at least 60% of the sperms must have normal shape and size, and at least 40% of them must have vigorous motility. Fine, these are the extra information. So these informations are not so important, but then this is one, the acrosome is filled with enzymes that helps in fertilization of the ovum. So yeah, one information, that acrosome contains enzyme that is responsible for fertilization of the sperm. So yeah, so I guess that completes our every information about the structure of the sperm. I hope that you understand. Okay, and now moving towards little bit into the male reproductive system. You see, what happens is, in the last class you have learned entirely the structure of the testes and what is there inside the testes and how sperm is produced in the testes and spermatogenesis. Everything you have learned. And there is this penis, okay, and the upper portion of the penis where there is a foreskin, and the foreskin folds, you know, every male will know. And if this is the penis, okay, and if this is the, you know, front portion of the penis, so there is a genital pore, okay, and what happens is that there is a foreskin covers, okay, and you can pull the foreskin backwards, okay, and that portion, the meaty portion that comes out, okay, so that is known as the glans penis, okay, and the foreskin, that is the foreskin here, okay, and this is the urethra, okay, which brings the urine and the sperm all. And this is the penis. Penis is highly muscular. Penis is what? Penis is highly muscular. Remember, all the informations I'm not writing down. Please remember, penis is highly muscular. And as because penis is highly muscular, it contains lot of blood vessels. When the person gets sexually aroused, what happens is, due to sexual arousedness, there is a lot of blood flow in the vessels, and the penis becomes erect. And erect portion of the penis is the perfect portion to ejaculate sperm at a perfect force, so that it can go inside the, you know, female genital tract. And the penis has to be inserted into the genital tract to release the sperms. Okay, so that is one thing. So penis, you understand. And there are three glands, that is the prostate gland, the bulbourethral gland, which is also known as the Cowper's gland. There are three glands. Wait, hold on. The Cowper's gland, number 2 the bulbourethral gland, and number 3 is the what we can say, that is the Cowper's gland, the bulbourethral gland, and number 3 I should say seminal vesicle. Now seminal vesicles produce semen. Semen is the media, okay, semen is the media or watery fluid in which the sperms remain suspended. Okay, I will read out information about it so that you can understand. Hold on. See what wait. Yeah, see, sperms released from the seminiferous ducts. Seminiferous ducts means seminiferous tubules. This book will eat my head. Wait, hold on. Okay. So, what is written? Sperms released from seminiferous tubules are transported from here. I am reading. Sperms released from the seminiferous tubules are transported by the accessory ducts. Okay, accessory ducts means here they are talking about the vas efferents. Okay, so accessory ducts, secretions of epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicle, and prostate are essential for maturation of motility of sperms. The seminal plasma along with the sperms constitute the semen. The functions of male sex accessory ducts is the gland is maintained by testicular hormones, that is androgens. These are the all informations that these ducts are maintained, or the sperm motility or the entire composition of the sperm or the ducts, will working is maintained by the sexual hormone known as adrenogen. So that is adrenogen. So that is also an information. So but then what happens is they produce semen or media, watery fluid, which in sperm remains. It is a watery fluid in which the sperms are suspended. Okay, if you have ever seen sperm, you will see that the white portion of the sperm is in the middle. Okay, and there are some watery periphery seen. Okay, so that entire watery periphery in which the sperm is suspended is known as seminal vesicle. Okay, one thing I have done mistake here. Cowper's gland is only known as bulbourethral gland. The three glands are: number 1 Cowper's gland or bulbourethral gland, number 2 seminal vesicles, and number 3 prostate gland. Sorry, I have done wrong there. Prostate gland. Anyway, so I have corrected myself. So that it. Okay, sorry. So anyway, so that is this thing, and I hope that you understand. Now, what does the Cowper's gland or the bulbourethral gland produce? The Cowper's gland or the bulbourethral gland also produce a watery exudate when the person gets sexually aroused. Actually, what happens is, suppose a person is getting sexually aroused by seeing something or having some sexual interaction like kissing or smooching or whatever it is, some sexual activity with a girl or with a boy. Okay, a person is getting sexually aroused. Then what will happen? Even if its penis has got erected, if he doesn't perform the coitus, okay, that is coitus means the sexual activity, the actual putting in of the penis inside the vagina is known as the coitus, and when the penis is inserted inside the vagina, and after that there is sexual activity, and then the sperm is released. But before that, when the penis has erected and the coitus has not started yet, then what will happen? A watery exudate will come out. The watery exudate that comes out of the Cowper's gland or bulbourethral gland actually moistens or give moisture or moistens up the urethral tube, so that sperm or semen can easily come out of it. Okay, so that watery exudate can also be felt by males if they get sexually aroused but do not ejaculate the sperm out. Okay, so please try to understand what I am saying. Okay, so that is one thing. And the seminal vesicles, you understand. Prostate gland releases an alkaline fluid. Why? Because the sperm is because the vagina is acidic. So to balance that, it releases an alkaline fluid. Now you will ask that why alkaline fluid is released, or from the why alkaline fluid is released? Because to make the sperm alkaline. Then why the sperm needs to be alkaline? Because the vagina is acidic. But why the vagina is acidic? Vagina is acidic because the vagina is in many ways exposed to lot of kind of environment. Okay, so in that case it may get chance of infection, so that's why the vagina is acidic in nature. So because so that the there is no infection there, any microorganism if it enters, then it gets killed by the acidic medium. So that is the reason why the vagina is acidic. So I hope that you have understood. Now after the sperm is produced, that is sperm production, I am not talking about ejaculation, okay, the sperm production from the seminiferous tubule, then coming out, then storing in the testes, then from the testes going up into the vasa efferentia, through the vasa efferentia going into the epididymis, then developing tail there, then after developing tail there going into the seminiferous, going into the vasa differentia, and when it passes through the vasa differentia, when the sperm production starts passing, when the sperm comes out, okay, at that time all these three glands releases their secretions, who are maintained by adrenogens. Okay, they release their secretions, and ultimately the whatever comes out is the sperm. I hope that you have understood this. Okay, if you have not understood, please ask me. So that is the thing. These are the things I wanted to tell you. And the last thing, and not the least thing about the male reproductive organ is that so all these things, urinary bladder, seminal vesicle, ureter, furator, so it is the part of the excretory system. Ejaculatory duct, is the vast difference. Okay, and there is rectum, septum, all anus, all these things So I hope that the entire male reproductive system is covered up with this. So pairing up with the previous video and this video, our entire male reproductive system is covered up. So I request all of you to go through the entire male reproductive system and then go into the next video to understand about female reproductive system in details.